It's car con carne. Let's eat in the car. It's car con carne. And now here's the star of our show, James Van Alstyne.
This right here is Car Con Carne. Car Con Carne is a Q101 podcast. I'm James Van Alstyne. Car Con Carne presented by Easy Automation. Are you looking to transform your home, your office, or business into a smart, seamlessly connected space? Easy Automation is a local business. They're over in Aurora, and they deliver custom automation solutions that are tailored to your lifestyle. Whether you're upgrading your home entertainment, streamlining your office tech, or enhancing the atmosphere in your restaurant or sports bar, they've got you covered. Their expert team designs and installs personalized systems from smart lighting and climate control to audio-video distribution and robust Wi-Fi networks, all managed through an intuitive app on your favorite device. Easy Automation makes technology work for you effortlessly, reliably, and always with your satisfaction guaranteed. Visit easy-automation.net or call my guy Dan. Dan can be reached directly. This is his personal phone number, 630-730-3728. That number is also on your screen if you're watching on YouTube or the Facebook. Take control of your environment today. One quick programming note, Car Con Carne, returning to Legit Dogs and Ice in Bucolic, South Elgin, Illinois, for another live recording event Friday, August 22nd. It's a Friday night. If you're in the city, you can make it out there. You don't have to worry about staying out too late on a school night. Friday the 22nd, absolutely free. Joining me, live performances from a lot of bands: Lollygagger, Flowers at Her Feet, Coyote Man, Chris Baker of Inc. 180. Yeah, he's a tattoo artist, but there's so much more there. This guy, the work he's done helping people through human trafficking, helping pull them out of human trafficking, gang life, fascinating. Super interesting interview. That's happening on stage. Also, Wild Dogs Comedy on stage. Who doesn't love comedy? Did I mention it's free? Again, August 22nd at Legit Dogs and Ice. Speaking of bucolic, it's a word worth overusing today. I'm in bucolic Bensonville, and it is lovely here.
It is.
We're in just a striking strip mall of Grand Avenue.
You know what? One of the first times I got arrested was right over there.
For what?
Paying a man to buy alcohol.
So this was high school?
The cop watched us do this, yeah.
So, I mean, this is your hood, many decades running.
Well, I grew up in Villa Park, but my cousin Jay lived in Bensonville, and my dad was actually the chief of police of Bensonville for quite a while. And so
you did not want to get arrested?
Actually, it was kind of good because I got off.
Yeah.
But I still got brought into his office, which was probably worse than the ticket or whatever.
Yeah, Bensonville's a very glamorous area, home of Victory Auto Wreckers.
Yeah.
Also, the CEO of Malware Bytes, that's something I put on my MacBook. He once lived here.
Really?
Yeah. So there's a lot of history here. My guess, that person right there, that is Kristen Toomey. She's a very funny comedian, which is something I feel like all comedy club MCs say when they bring someone on stage. Our next performers are very funny.
They have to say that, I think. Although I've had some intros, some pretty wild intros. Sometimes they don't even get the credits right at all. I was brought up recently, like, you've seen her on Westworld, and that show about the robots. I never even seen the show, but that's how the guy brought me up. So,
more importantly, have you seen the movie, the original 1974 movie with Yul Brynner?
No, but I'm too young to. I wasn't even born yet.
I didn't see it when it came out, but retroactively,
I couldn't have been in it.
Right. Oh, right. Of course. So Kristen Toomey, for some quick background, we turn to the book of Toomey, which reads, her commanding stage presence and energetic, expressive, and truthful style of comedy are just a few of the reasons entertainment website The AV Club said Kristen Toomey is a Chicago original. That you are. You can see Kristen Toomey in Shriller, her special on Apple TV, debuting when?
On Tuesday, August 12th.
So we are right there at the edge before this goes out into the world. Also in person, Lincoln Lodge, August 27th, Laugh Factory, August 29th, Red Room, Evanston, August 30th. Is this the only night of the month that you're not actually booked?
Yeah, pretty much.
You're busy.
Yeah, I go, I have shows all weekend at Laugh Factory. I'm there this weekend. Then Monday I go to New York and I come home for a few days, and then I come home and I go to Iowa the next morning for a festival, and then doing Ann Arbor, Cleveland, and yeah, just go.
As mentioned, we're in a strip mall. We're outside Tacos El Tio.
Yeah.
Which is tacos of my uncle.
Is it?
I think so. And the El Tio's in quotes. People misuse grammar and punctuation all the time. Like, does that need to be in quotes?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know why that is in quotes.
El Tio.
Because it's not really the uncle, maybe?
Maybe. So we have tacos, and I know you're on the fence. I don't know if we're going to eat them on camera, but they're there. There's food. There's carne.
It's not so much the camera. It's not like I'm a conehead and I'm going to be like aggressively eating the taco. It's just, it's 90 degrees out.
It is. It's a little
Thank God
warm.
you have air conditioning in here.
Thank God for air conditioning. Recently fixed. I mentioned the car's not doing so great. I just had this fixed so that I didn't actually swelter and die in here. More importantly, my guest didn't with me.
I'm so happy to be on this, but I know I'm not going to take the reins or anything. But
please take the reins.
I am such a fan of yours, and I watch this podcast. And so when I was locked out of my Facebook,
I was going to talk about that
because I threw my phone outside during the pandemic. I threw everything outside. I got sober, and I just threw my phone in the planter. I threw everything outside, and then I couldn't.
Wait, was this like a breakdown?
Yeah, it was like or breakthrough.
Okay.
Prefer to say. And so this is 2020, summer of 2020, and lost my ability to get into that Facebook. So my manager, I just got a manager finally, thank God, and they were able to contact Meta and get me into the Facebook, the old Facebook page, and I saw a bunch of messages, but the one that stuck out was from you because I grew up listening to you, and I watched this pod, and I thought, oh my gosh, and I wrote you back 4 years later.
Well, that's the funny thing. So I went to Zany's 4 years ago, and you opened up for Chris Red.
Yeah.
And I thought, oh man, she's great. I wonder if she would do the podcast. And I think within 24 hours, I sent you a message asking if you would do it, and then it was a total message in a bottle. You appeared 4 years later.
It washed up on my shores. And I was like, wow, I would love to. That's awesome.
So I'm thrilled you're here. Now, as a comedian, aren't you supposed to have a regular podcast?
I should have
Isn't that part of the bylaws now?
I should. I had one years ago, about 10 years ago or so, with my best friend Danny Rhodes, who's an actor, and it was great. It was really fun and funny, and it was a bit outrageous and maybe offensive.
Sounds right.
And then we stopped doing that, and then I've made a couple false starts on one, but it's just really hard to keep consistent if you're not doing something really niche.
That's the thing about podcasting.
It's hard to be original with it.
Well,
You're doing a good job.
Thank you. I've also been doing this podcast for like 12 years.
Really?
I wouldn't want to start from scratch right now. And I think the thing that stops people in their tracks once they start is, oh my God, I'm putting how much work into this, and I'm getting how many people listening each week or watching, and I'm not monetizing this, and oh my God, it feels...
Sounds like a stand-up comedy career,
yeah,
actually.
Or a local music career, really, anything creative.
Yeah.
Before we really dig in, is there anything you'd like to say to the poly listeners and viewers of this podcast?
Yeah. No, you know what, it's so funny because they really did come after me for that. And the truth is, that is just how I felt one day. You know, if I'm ranting about something, it's usually just like a mood I'm in. And if it works, I'll do it again. If it doesn't work, I won't do it again. I don't personally have any issues with poly people. I think you should do whatever you want. But the truth, the kernel of truth in that for me is that I do think it's people that got cheated on so many times that they're now just like, no, I like it now.
You said that on stage, and the way I don't think you get enough credit for the delivery on that.
Thank you.
In the mess of people turning on you, the way you delivered that line in particular, I thought was fantastic.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I think, if you're going to say something, you kind of got to stand there and stand by it.
Well, and you have this way on stage. It's almost conspiratorial, the way you deliver your lines. I mean, you're kind of laughing with you're kind of inviting them along, even on the really outrageous shit. You're kind of welcoming them, like letting them in on it. Yeah.
Well, and I feel like I've always said I really want everyone to like me. That's my main focus. I want everyone to laugh and everyone to like me. But if you don't, I like that too. So there's a part of me that I have another gear where it's like, I'm not being like an asshole. I really want you to like me. But then if you don't, I kind of like that too. And so, it's sort of like, I do invite you in, but if you don't want to come, then that's fine too.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Is this the shittiest timeline for comics right now? Like when you do your act, you have to think about, well, how will this look in a reel? Or is that just foolish?
Yeah, I mean, that is definitely, I think, what a lot of people are doing. I don't like to do that honestly, I'm trying to put a new hour together right now because I just have this hour coming out.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm just, in that exploring phase anyway, which is my favorite place to be.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't tape all my sets like a lot of comics do. I don't even own a tripod. So I'm certainly not, and I think I kind of caught wind that was the trend, and I could kind of pick up on other comics performing for the camera as opposed to the crowd that paid to be there. And
that sounds weird just to hear you say that.
It's so true, though.
I'm sure.
And I just think that is really a losing game. On the craft of stand-up. I don't really like... Crowd work videos are over. Mm-hmm. And they've been over, and that's not the job. That's a tool, like Mark Maron just said this, but it's so true. That's a tool that we all have to have. Mm-hmm. And it's for crowd control. There's been so many situations I've been in where you need that tool to corral this crowd.
Yeah.
Or calm things down. But it's not the main entree, And
it's not what we go to see.
Yeah, I mean, some people do, unfortunately, nowadays, because they've just started becoming a fan of comedy. But comics even putting out crowd work was to save their material. That was the whole purpose, was like, well, I'll give you this so you come see me, but I don't want to burn up the material. That's always been the phrase. And then
I'm going to play the B-side so that you...
Yeah, but unfortunately what happened was that became what they were known for. And then when they would go into material, the crowd would be yelling out. And it still happens to crowd work comedians, So I try to avoid that.
Where do you stand on social media? I know you were locked out of Facebook for 4 years. I mean, is it a force for good for what you do?
Yeah, I mean, I was just kind of ranting to myself about this an hour ago because I have this special coming out. I'm trying to promote it, and
you mean Shriller on Apple TV?
Yes, and the algorithm. It seems like once you follow someone, it stops showing you their stuff, and it's like if you don't ever want to see someone again, you should just follow them.
Yeah, relationship's over.
Yeah, and so I do feel like I'm kind of posting into a void a lot often, and that's frustrating, but all of that is a means to just continue to do what I love to do. So I understand its purpose. I try not to get too wrapped up in it because they're just numbers. It's this weird video game we're all playing, but at the end of the day, as long as I can keep doing what I'm doing and growing an audience that actually comes out, that's what I want to do. That's the main thing. And this is just something I have to play this game to do.
That line sticks with me. It's this weird video game we're all playing.
Yeah.
It's so true.
Yeah, it really is. And it's
the
like...
boss levels suck.
The boss level. I mean... Ideally, I would like to get to a place where I can just hire people to do that, like a social media person that would probably be doing it a lot better. Like, for instance, with this special coming out, Comedy Dynamics, is producing it. They bought it, and they have a system, and they're like, okay, so on this day at this time, you post this, and they clip it up and everything. And I said to JP, my manager, today, I said, this is wonderful to have a schedule of like do X, Y, Z, because I feel like I'm just out here with a machete. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just out here, and it's like, oh, there's a path here. I could just walk down the path, and that's much easier.
It's so funny you say that. Like, I know that I could be more regimented in the way I put these episodes out.
Yeah.
I record them and I get them out in the world. I don't want to bottleneck. I just keep the content going. Just so
I think that's better. That's Gen X. That's a way to.
Is that a Gen X thing?
It is a Gen X thing. It is, and I think there's more audience for that than you probably realize. The thing is, you just have to reach them, and I don't know what the magic wand is for that, but there is definitely people that don't need. I'm one of them. I watched your show, so there is an audience for it. And people that like just the rawness of it and just the realness of it, and authenticity is a word that gets used a lot, but that really is what people are craving and looking for, I think.
You know what word gets misused a lot, and it's used all the time, is legend. You know how many non-legends have been called legend?
Yeah, icon.
Yeah.
Yeah, legend, icon. Yeah, queen, king. There's a lot of, what is that, hyperbole?
Yes.
Thank you.
Or as they say in Indiana, hyperbole.
Hyperbole, yeah. There's a lot of that online, for sure.
Thinking about Gen X, you've talked about Gen X.
I'm actually an elder millennial, though. So this is the thing.
You've got the X style, the X mindset.
So I'm 43, but I identify as Gen X, which is the most Gen Z thing I could do. Is really, I grew up hanging out with like my older brother and all of his friends, to the point when they all graduated, I dropped out of high school because I had no friends left. And so I do kind of have a Gen X mindset, but I'm technically probably like one of the first millennials.
Got it.
Yeah.
I mean, the perceptions, this conversation is happening everywhere about generational differences and the just don't give a fuck Gen X people. It's pretty accurate.
Yeah. And I've always related to that. I think even as a kid, I had some kind of pull to that mindset and just that rebelliousness of Gen X. And yeah, I've always kind of just been like that.
So I hear you have a special coming out on Apple TV.
Yes.
Called Shriller. Was this all live to tape, so to speak, or were there multiple takes?
No, I only had one take. Normally when you're doing a special, you'd want 2 or 3 shows to splice together.
Right.
I only had one. Out of circumstance, and at the Den Theater in Chicago, and it was about 90 degrees in there. The heat was all the way up, and it was packed, and there was cameramen and the lights, and I wore a jacket. And so within about 3 minutes, I am full on sweating. But yeah, we had to edit some of the stuff out because it was in November, so I got a little like the election had just happened, and then when
How'd
I
that
watched. You don't want to know. And then when I watched that back during the editing process, I was like, well, this is stale now. You know what I mean? And so we had to cut some stuff. And it's at 40 minutes, which is still the longest, or that's the, what am I trying to say? The shortest amount where it can still be considered full length. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
If it go under, if it's 39 minutes, they can't put it out on like certain platforms. So we got it there.
So knowing you don't take a lot of video of yourself, you don't own a tripod, are you critical of yourself when you see yourself on video? Do you see like imperfections, or the timing was off on that?
Terribly. Yeah, I feel like, I think that's probably one of the hardest things about doing this is because I don't use a set list like a lot of comedians will have a set list. I don't do that.
I've seen comedians on stage looking at their phones.
Yeah, I'll do that for timing if I'm doing a longer set, but like a 45-minute set, or I'll want to know where I'm at. But yeah, they do have notes or notebooks. I like to be as present up there as I can be, and that's really where I find like the most joy in doing it. So I am just really present. So then when I'm watching it back, it's like your hands are tied. There's
Yeah.
nothing you can do, and you're like, oh, you messed that up. Like, that's not how it goes now.
But this is your greatest hits, isn't it? I mean, what we're going to see?
Yeah, this is the greatest hits kind of vibe, and it's a
This
lot
is your
of
Stop Making Sense we're about to see. That's a Gen X reference. But
talking heads, yeah. I have stopped making sense, so it's appropriate. That's how you get. Anyway, I think that it is hard to watch. Like, my Don't Tell special just came out, and that was a 10-minute set that is also in the special because I filmed it right after, and my new stuff wasn't ready for a Don't Tell, which is a pretty big break. That's the new Comedy Central special for a comic. So watching those clips now, I think, oh, you missed this tag. You didn't say this because, jokes and bits are always evolving. Every time you do them,
Sure.
you find new things or whatever. So it's really like, it really kind of dates it when you get a clip of it. And then you'll have a comedy club. Everyone films you now. And they'll post a clip and they put my clip, Laugh Factory clip at Riot Fest without my knowledge. So before The Cure went up last year, or 2 years ago, whenever they did it, I was at home and I started getting messages like,
I didn't know this.
You're on at Riot Fest. And I'm like, what? And they are sending me videos, and it was a clip of a riff that I only said at one time, and they used that clip. And it was like, I had no makeup on, I looked terrible, and I was like 60 feet high on the on the screen, and I'm like, where the hell did they even get this clip? So, you kind of have to have a little bit of like, let go and let God and let other people have their moment of like, that's what they liked or that's what they picked. But because I can get too controlling with it, or I just kind of have to do nothing about it, just one way or the other.
So, okay, Shriller comes out on the 12th.
Yeah.
From the network that brought you Severance.
Well, it's on there, but from Comedy Dynamics,
Yes.
those are the, yeah.
And coming up, you've been doing this long enough, you have a strong enough reputation. When do you think you really found your voice?
I don't know exactly, but I think I had some kernels of it very early on. And I've had people tell me, and I agree with this, that I've had to age into my voice. I think when I'm up there, I have a certain authority in the way that I deliver what I'm saying. And people don't respond so well to that from like a 28-year-old.
Sure.
And it carries a little bit more weight with maturity and the aging. So
I totally get it.
yeah, I think it's actually my time now. And I think, there's just certain comics that it's better when they're older. It makes more sense. Carlin was, not to compare myself to him, but like Eddie Pepitone, there's certain people that have their voice is just suited better for an older person, and I think I'm one of those people.
You definitely have kind of an every woman.
Oh, thank you.
I hope that hits okay. I mean,
of course.
every woman presentation.
God help the world if they're all like me.
I mean, your
Very
reference,
scary world.
whatever you're talking about, you kind of grounded in that kind of shared experience. Whether you're talking about going to Target, you do that flat Earth bit, which I think is so funny.
Yeah. Thank you.
Another thing you do, what I find so uncomfortable about you,
Yes.
because you have that delivery, you go to some pretty racy, blue
Yeah.
places, but because you have that kind of charming personality on stage, I can't reconcile it sometimes when you get really.
Well, I get that a lot. Like, people will say that I look very like I'm going to be one way, and then what comes out is completely surprising and a little maybe off-putting. I think, I've always had like a filthy mind, filthy mouth. I've always been like that. So that certainly isn't something I put on with comedy. In fact, I think over the past 6 years, especially like getting sober and stuff, has toned that down more than anything. Also, the gigs I do nowadays are a lot easier. Most of them are in clubs and places that are for comedy. Whereas when I was starting out, I was doing a lot of ambush comedy and a lot of comedy shows that nobody knew was about to happen. And so you're getting up in kind of hostile environments, and then, you know, you kind of have to beat them over the head with it.
I didn't want to let this go by. Congratulations on the sobriety.
Thank you.
I know that's no small
Thank you.
effort.
Very
congratulations.
necessary.
So we were talking before we started recording. Can you share what you told me, or is that still top secret?
What did I say?
What do you have coming up?
What did I say?
You're going to be hosting
yes.
something. Okay.
I'm like, wait, what did I say?
I didn't know if it was public knowledge or not.
Oh, yeah. I'm
Okay.
going to be, hosting the Chicago Emmys on November 1st, which most people don't know exist, but they do.
They do now, and it's going to be the best one yet.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a huge responsibility.
Yeah, I'm excited, and I'm actually a little surprised they trusted me to do so, but I'm honored, and I'm going to do my best. We're already in production meetings and working really hard on it, so I'm excited. And it's kind of nice to get these opportunities like this where I do have to be a little more palatable than in the past, where, you know, I think for probably the first 10 years that I'm going on 17 years doing this, and I think the first 10 years of doing this, I was a little too wild for a gig like this. You know,
That's
I
fair.
would say probably even up until like 3 years ago, they wouldn't have ever considered me for something like that. So it's nice to see that.
Hey, I think they should treat this, you know, when a celebrity does the commencement speech at an Ivy League school, they get an honorary diploma. I think you should get an honorary Emmy.
I think so too.
That's the way
Who
that
do we
should work.
tell about that? Yeah, I that would be fantastic. I mean, even maybe we could write that in.
Well, you know what you probably will get an Emmy for?
What?
Shriller, a new special happening, debuting on the 12th on Apple TV.
Yeah. I don't know if they do that.
They should.
For those.
They should.
I don't think, comedy needs more awards, honestly.
Now that you mention it,
Like all you get is like the Mark Twain Award, and
Right.
only 12 people get that in a lifetime.
right. There are a million different music awards.
Right.
So, Kristen Toomey, you got a lot going on. And I love that there are opportunities to see you this month in Chicago, Lincoln Lodge, Laugh Factory, Red Room, Evanston. I know you've got gigs local before that,
Yeah.
but by the time this is produced,
Yeah.
just trying to time this
And
appropriately.
just follow me on Instagram. I post all my dates and stuff in my link.
Because you don't have anyone doing it for you yet.
Not yet.
That's
Soon.
still to come. I'm so glad we got to do this. 4 years in the making. At least in my head, it's 4 years in the making.
That I know. What a wonderful little message in a bottle. Thank you so much for having me. I'm going to eat these tacos. And
No disrespect to the Tio. We just, it's hot out.
yeah, it's hot. That's all. I just don't want to,
I get it.
go home and eat in the tub or something like
Perfect.
like gummo.
Can't wait to see the special. Thank you so much for doing this. Can we do this again sometime?
I would love to.
Amazing.
I would
Amazing.
love to. I would love to beat Josh's record of most guested.
He's in the crosshairs now. Josh Caterer. And are you a fan?
I am. He was on my podcast back in the day.
Stop it.
And I love that he does your theme song, and I'm a huge Popes fan, and their new stuff is great.
The new stuff is great.
It is great.
Talk about your experience of coming into your voice as you're getting older. I think Josh keeps getting better as a
Yeah,
songwriter.
He does. He does, and he's always been wonderful, though. I mean, his songs were like the soundtrack to my teen years, and it just continues to go on every decade. So I'm a huge fan of the Popes, always.
Me too.
Yeah.
Kristen Toomey, thank you so much.
Thank you, honey. Thank you so much.